All right. So, first things first, you want to lead in love with no judgment. So, there's no I told you so's. There's no I would never. There's no if that was me. Honey, we don't want to hear none of that. Okay? Because we know that you have made some choices yourself. So, don't come over here with that. Just walk me through it, walk them through it very gently. And you know, we already are hard on ourselves. So be gentle with your friends and talk to them with love, okay? You can use things like, I'm here for you and we'll get through this together. Because sometimes, whenever we're in relationships, we walk through it alone. We can't tell every single thing that we have going on with our partner. Some things are supposed to stay to ourselves, but whenever things come up and hit the fan, walk with them through that. They've already lost some time with you, and they just need somebody to walk with them because this is new. And it's hard to transition from being in a relationship to not being in a relationship, or even pulling back a little bit. You spend so much time with somebody, you get used to them, they treat you nice and things like that. But whenever things change and it's a different time, they're going to need somebody to, one, hold them accountable, but not to judge. Okay? Try not to judge. And I feel like sometimes I could be a little judgy, and I feel like sometimes I could be a little hard. And I sometimes wish I could be a little more gentle. Yeah. So I'm not just talking to you, I'm talking to me. Okay? Talking to me. Just the other day, my cousin was talking to me. She's like, I'm going to hold your hand when I say this. We were at dinner. And so I gave her my hand to hold. Because you're going to have to literally hold my hand, because I probably not going to like what you say. And she said, Mika, the advice that you would give me, I'm going to give it to you. Like, ah. And I say, okay. And then she says, but you're going to make your own choice. And there was one time whenever I was dating somebody, and I didn't know everybody saw this thing but me. And I'm like, why didn't nobody tell me? They was like, girl, you're going to do what you want to do. But if you told me, then I would have my eyes on, maybe I could put my goggles on after that, but you didn't tell me nothing. You didn't tell me nothing. And I know whenever somebody that I cared about told me something that I didn't want to hear, I stopped talking to them. So it's like, I hope that I'm in a more mature place now that I can receive correction. I really do believe I am in a more mature place now, honestly. Receive correction, and I prayed for it. And now I'm praying for God to make me obedient to not just, what they're doing, what they're guiding me, but, listening to God's direction, having discernment. Like, what does He want me to do? What is best for me? Because everybody's journey is their journey, but you also don't have to hit your butt to learn. You can learn from other people's choices. You can. So just know your girl feel bad enough. All right? It's hard to have these thoughts. And whenever she goes home at night and has to sit with her thoughts and her choices, you want her to hear words of encouragement and not negativity. Because one, she's already got that. She might have it from the person that she's dating or trying to get away from, but now she's got yours. Do not be that person for your friend. I urge you not to be that person. And if you feel like you did it and you feel like you pushed somebody away, don't leave people in their mess, because whenever you leave people in their mess, the enemy can play, and he will play on them, and it makes me so mad. So, don't let your friend run away. Hold them accountable. Do not judge, and just love. All right, let's get to the next point. I know I briefly talked about it in the last point, but you want to make sure you communicate with love. So it's not just what you say, it's how you say it. All right? It's how you say it. And if you're anything like me, your face is going to be saying something too. So watch your face too. Watch your mouth and watch your face. And then, not to, like earlier this week, somebody said something, like my eyes speak, okay? And then you can see me breathing. I have to look down. And at one point this week, to make sure I didn't say nothing, I just covered my mouth. That's it. If that's what you have to do, then do it, because you want to make sure you communicate with love, okay? At work, there's this acronym that we use. It's THINK. So whenever you're communicating with people, THINK. Think. T, is it true? Is what I'm about to say true? Okay? H, is it helpful? Sometimes the things that come out of our mouth is not helpful. Like, are we just getting things off of our chest to make ourselves feel better? Or is what we're going to say going to hurt them? I, is it inspiring? Or is it going to put them down to the ground? If it's not inspiring, y'all, be quiet. Be quiet. All right? N, is it necessary? Do you have to say what you're about to say? K, is it kind? THINK. If it's not those things, then figure out a way to say what you're about to say and make sure it's all of those things, all right? Maybe you're going to have to take some time to figure out what you're going to say. And it's okay not to have all the answers. It doesn't mean that you are unaware. If you're walking with God, you know that sometimes it's going to take a little old second. Like, oh, I don't even know what to say. Let me talk to God first. Let me talk to God first. And let the Holy Spirit do the work. Make sure you use that whenever you're talking to somebody. Communicate with love. And don't be like, I'm just being real. This is just me. No. Being real can be rude. Don't be real rude. Don't be real rude. Because who you're talking to is God's child. God's child. And we are supposed to hold each other accountable. And we can correct each other, right? We can correct each other in love. So, make sure you do that. And let's move on to the next step. So another thing that we need to do is ask God for patience. Ask God for patience. Lord, help me to have patience with my friend. God has patience with us, and we're supposed to be image bearers. And if God is patient with us, He expects us to do that same thing for Him. I mean, for them. For them. He needs us to do that and show up for them, because everybody around you needs to see the image, to receive the love of God. And that love and that support and that encouragement will flow in and through us whenever we're getting it from God. All right? So, ask God to give you patience in Jesus' mighty name. So, healing can be repetitive. Now, whenever you are going through that breakup, that separation, like, you are going to be processing and constantly going over those moments that you had with them and your choices and their choices and how you guys were and how you guys weren't and what you wish would have happened. Things like that, like going through that in your mind. Like, so your friend may be repetitive, all right? And that could be kind of annoying. I have like, we can probably talk about like 15 minutes, 10, 15 minutes. And then like, we might have to change the subject. Cause I'd be like, okay, but what we gonna do here? I am solution focused, and that could be a problem because sometimes it does not allow me. I'm not sitting with them. I'm like, hey, so here we are. What are we going to do? Because we need to go over here. Right? So ask God to give you patience to just sit. Job's friend did such a good job whenever they first got there. by sitting with them, with him in his mess. And whenever they got there, they couldn't even recognize Job. Like, you may not even like, who is this person? But you sit with them. You can't just be with people whenever they're up. You cannot be with people when they're up. But you need to sit there with them and be with them and love them through their heartbreak and heartache and through their transition, and just ask God to help you do it. There was one point in time where you bumped your head, when you messed up. And so don't be so quick to judge people whenever you are not in that season. All right? So remember where you came from and humble yourself. And please do not compare. That is awful to compare. Like, it would never be me. Like I said it before, like just do not compare.